Okay, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm so sorry for the sudden break in the previous video. I'm sure you are rattling your brains trying to think what else there can be. Well, this all happened by accident. I try to support as many of the creators in our community as possible by subscribing to their channels, but I just can't humanly watch each of them all the time. If I do, I'll likely never get to make my own videos. A couple of days ago, however, I decided to scroll through some of the other channels, which I don't get to watch too often, and found a clip of Meghan and Harry during the walkabout, which was slowed down significantly, and something clicked in my brain. A distant memory. I was so shocked that I immediately jumped up and went in search of old books and stuff I had, and immediately sent the clip to someone I know who is far more educated on the subject than I am. And here is the result. We discovered how Meghan is controlling Harry. Let it sink in for a moment because this is huge. Yes, she may have controlled him through sex and manipulation, but it is more than that. She has a way of pulling him out of where his attention is and redirecting him. She has a way of controlling his physical actions, of planting thoughts in his head and acting out of character. How is she doing it? Well, the answer through hypnotism. No, I have not lost my mind. As we speak, someone is analyzing Harry's body language and facial expressions. But so far, on the surface, it is their opinion that I may very well be right, as it would also account for him sometimes looking blank. Okay, so you have all by now noticed how Meghan grabs his hand and holds onto his forearm. And yes, we all said it is a form of control, and indeed it is. But it is a little more than that. There are different forms and manners of hypnotism. There is the old way of swinging a pendulum, etc. But research had advanced since then, and a more modern method is way more subtle. The modern method has three main different ways to be implemented. Now, before either one of these ways are implemented, though, the person has to go through an induction phase, which can take the form of self-relaxation methods to make the brain more susceptible. Now, remember Harry's tapping therapy he demonstrated on Oprah, the me you don't see or can't see or whatever it was called? This is a way to relax the conscious mind and give the subconscious the chance to take over. Now, the conscious part of our minds only make up about a third of our brains, where the subconscious makes up about two-thirds. However, the conscious mind is often stronger, and I mean that in layman's terms, okay? I'm not going to go into the whole hoo-ha about it. That is why old school hypnotism does not work on people with strong opinions and who are generally confident, outspoken, or intellectual, because the conscious mind fights the subconscious. However, with new methods such as Harry's tapping therapy, a repetitive, shall we say, boring action, the conscious mind can become relaxed and pushed back, which is great when used in therapy, but it also means that the subconscious is now ripe for suggestion. Now, there are a number of ways a therapist can implant suggestions, and I'm not going to go through it all. Those of you who are really interested can go read about it yourselves. As we always say, these videos are for entertainment purposes and are not lectures. However, one of those methods are called the handshake method, where the subject's hand is firmly gripped or the subject is asked to push down hard on the therapist's hand, and then suddenly the subject is pulled or jerked forward and another body part touched with a sudden or unexpected suggestion. Now, we have seen this on television. The subject's hand or arm is pulled, their head pulled or forced forward, and they are told to sleep. However, people like Meghan and politicians cannot be seen to take such drastic actions in public, can they? And this is thus done mostly on stage for effect. So instead, at some point, the subject is induced or inducted, sometimes without them even knowing what is really happening. A partner or therapist can slowly introduce them to these self-relaxation methods. Someone like Meghan can also not be seen tapping someone or then Harry on the forehead or pulling their ear or whatever. So what better way than to appear cordial or loving by grabbing his hand, pulling him forward suddenly, and slightly rubbing or holding onto his forearm. And that is what she is doing, folks. By grabbing his hand and pulling at him, she is literally pulling him out of his conscious mind, what he is doing or saying consciously, and by holding onto his forearm, she is keeping him in that state so that he is receptive to every suggestion she makes. Guys, if you think I'm losing my mind and talking gobbledygook, then I urge you to go do your own research. This is implemented more often than you may think, and something used often by therapists as it saves time in trying to re-hypnotize their subjects each and every time during each and every visit. In therapy, it may look a little different because there is a patient-doctor relationship. A therapist may grip the patient's hand or ask them to push down on his own hand and count backwards from 25. But when instant reaction or less obvious ones are required, this grip, pull, touch method puts someone back into a hypnotic state is often used. As I said, more often than we may think. So there you have it, a very plausible and very likely reason why Meghan often not only hold Harry's hand, but also cling to his arm at the same time. And guess what? It is all based on fact and science and not gossip for a change. Okay, so what do you think? Tell me in the comment section below. And guys and girls, that's it from me for today. I'll see you back here over the weekend. Until then, please take good care of yourselves. Bye.